Certainly.
All right, well, now this. The Department of Justice is spending $1.5 million to develop services and programs for transgender prison inmates. Jason Rantz joins us now. Good morning to you, Jason. Is this really what taxpayer money should be spent on?
Probably not, especially considering we've seen this surge of folks who aren't actually transgender, biological men who are pretending so that they can get placed in female prisons. We've seen it, for example, here in Washington state, and it's caused some significant issues, of course, in the jail, but also for the lawmakers and other public officials who get behind these kinds of pushes to explain why they're allowing that kind of an abuse. And it really does highlight the inconsistencies in how Democrats treat this issue. On the one hand, transgender women are women. But on the other hand, we also have to have special programming because transgender women are not women. So pick a lane. At some point, they're going to have to.
Yeah. All right, let's move on to another subject. Seattle Public Schools releasing its budget. Is it true that it's largely focused on helping black students? And if that is true, how's that effective in promoting equality?
Well, it's not largely doing it, it's completely doing it. The entirety of the goals that have been set for the strategic plan for Seattle Public Schools is to focus on black boys. And they use this argument, this philosophy called targeted universalism, which effectively argues that if you treat everyone equally, it might deepen inequality between different groups. They don't explain how, they just say that as a fact. And so what they're doing is they're looking at some of the data, and the data does clearly show that African-American boys in particular in Seattle Public Schools are not doing as well academically, although it's very similar to Latino students. So they're saying we're going to focus all of our attention there, and by doing that, it lifts everyone. But arguments from folks like me is that we should treat everyone equally who's doing poorly academically, because there are obviously white, Latino, Asian students who are struggling. Let's figure out how to lift everyone rather than focus on the race of individuals. I don't think that that sends the right message, and ultimately, I don't think it gets the right results.
Was there any pushback on this, and has it been approved?
There's definitely not been any pushback. It is Seattle, after all. And while the budget is going to be approved next week, this is part of an ongoing years-long push. So, I mean, they've already been doing it, and you can see the actual test scores of other groups of folks going down. It is rather remarkable that they can't step back and say, maybe we're going in the wrong direction, because what it appears that they're trying to do here, or at least implying they should do, is racially segregate classes. We keep hearing this idea that black students do better with black teachers, Latino with Latino teachers, but that's obviously not the right place we want to go. We want to make it so that one teacher, regardless of race, can reach everyone, regardless of race.
What a concept. Jason Rantz, great stuff as always, Jason. Thanks for joining us this morning from beautiful Seattle.
Ashley.
As we head toward